Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Kevin Jones and this is the Beginning Hunter video series here on YouTube. My goal with this program is to educate and inform you on everything that you're going to need to know about becoming a new hunter. This is onX Hunt 5 tips for mule deer hunting. Let's just get started on this, huh? Alright, tip number 1 is public versus private. When you're mule deer hunting, it's always nice to find a big chunk of untouched public land, but how do you do that, right? How do you know where the boundaries between public and private are? Well, you've come to the right place. Top left here, you're going to see a little icon that says Map Layers. You click that. Depending on the state that you're in, will determine your next step. But for this example, we're here in Idaho. So for Idaho, you hit the plus button. And when you hit the plus button, you have ID private lands and ID gov lands. So if you want to see the boundaries for private land, you hit the on button. As you can see on the map, we just turned on this private land here. And you come back over here and you hit on for gov lands, and what do you know? There's all the government lands, all that private or all that public land that you can hunt here in Idaho. Very useful. Tip number 2 is terrain. So obviously when you're mule deer hunting, you want to find a high point, you want to do a lot of glassing, but how do you find those high points? And how do you know where the low points are, right? So this is the next step. You come over here into the SAT. You see this thing over here, it says SAT. You click on that and it'll give you 3 options. You have satellite, hybrid, or topo. So right now we're in the satellite view, obviously. If you want to come over here all the way to the right and you hit topo, when you hit topo, it changes your entire map to a topo map, right? So you can easily see all the high points and low points. Or if you want a combination of both, which is what I usually do, you hit the middle one, which is a hybrid. So overlays the topo and the satellite view for one easy to understand map. Tip 3 is waypoints. So while you're out there hunting, if you want to check out a high point, you want to check out a basin, whatever it is that you want to do, you're going to want to be able to set your waypoints so that you can walk easily to it. Or if you're out in the field and you set something that's interesting up, you want to have a way to come back. So on the top right, you hit that little red balloon thing. And when the red little balloon pops up on your screen, you can drag and drop it to wherever you want. The little balloon is your waypoint, right? So when you come over here into your options, you can change your name of that waypoint to keep yourself organized so you know what it is that you came to see. So we're going to change this to deer. And then you can change your icon as well into literally anything that you can imagine, more than you're ever going to need. But for this example, we're going to do, let's come over here and do doe. This is going to be a nice doe that we saw. And you scroll all the way down past all these other options. You can also change the color. So we're going to change this to a green doe. There it is, nice trophy class green doe. You can add some notes if you'd like, or if you've taken a picture of the green doe before, you can upload that. And you hit save. And when you hit save, it saves that waypoint on your map forever until at least you go delete it. Very useful. One of the most common things that I will use this for, especially when out in the field or doing e-scouting, is setting waypoints. All right, tip 4 is tracking, right? So setting your tracking feature on your onX so that you can come back to the same area that you were at before, or if this is your first time in the area, you have a way to go in and then get back out the same way, right? So this is a hunt I did over here in Oregon, I think last year. I can't do it on the computer here, but on your mobile phone, this little scope thing in the bottom right, that little thing that literally looks like crosshairs, when you click that, a box will pop up and it will say start tracking. And when you hit that, it will literally just track you as you're going, right? It will also work when you're in airplane mode. And when you're done with it, you hit the scope thing again and you hit stop tracking and it will stop tracking. It'll save all of this stuff to your map. So this is an entire unit that we drove around and checked out. And when I got done, I just hit stop and then it saved all of this. Super useful when you get in and you also want to be able to get back out. Last tip, and tip 5, is how to save maps. This is another one of the most common things that people will use onX Maps for. So when you're in a unit and you want to be able to save this to use even when you're on airplane mode, right? You hit offline maps, new offline map, and then it has this little green square. I never name my squares, but you can if you want. You just hit save. And what you've done is you've saved a little chunk of this map to your phone. Again, you have to be using your mobile phone, and you just replicate this. So you save little slivers of this entire unit. And again, you can even use this map when you're on airplane mode, when you have no service. Awesome tool, and you're always able to get what you need. All right, guys, thanks for watching. That was 5 tips. And if you enjoyed it, hit the like, subscribe, comment, do all that kind of stuff. And we will see you next time. Bye.